Hi, this is Renee, and I am back again for the next installment of the National Stamping Month Memories in the Making Cut Above Kit from Close to My Heart. This is available September 1st through 30 while supplies last. So if you like it, you might want to go ahead and grab it as soon as you can before it sells out. Today we are going to be working on the June layout, which is right here in this corner. The kit that I'm using, the bundle that I'm using, is called the Calendar Kit with Stamps. There are several bundle options to purchase this kit. I did do another video that shows you all of those options, prices, that sort of thing, and then I also have a coordinating blog post, so I will link that for you at the end so that you can go check those out if you like. So we'll just get started. This is June. June has 4 pictures, some die cuts, some stickers, and some items on the corner, some die cuts. So we'll go ahead and pull all that in so you can see what we're working with. Here's our photo placeholders, just 4 of those. There are 4 photo mats. Here's the side piece that we're going to be using and the scallop pieces that we're going to be using. We also have some stickers and some butterflies and flower die cut. So we'll go ahead and get those off to the side. We will put these right here. And here is our background page. I'm going to go ahead, throw a little bit of glue on the corners to hold it in place. And make sure that we are aligned correctly with our lettering going in the right direction. So there we go. Okay. So if we look at this, it looks like one of the first things we want to do is we want to put down this gray cross-hatched piece of paper lined up with the side, and then we want to put our scallop die cuts, and it looks like our scallop die cuts are 2 pieces, so that's going to be interesting. We'll see how we're supposed to put that together. So we'll do this first. Excuse my squeaky machine. I'll probably be running out of tape pretty soon, so we will hopefully get a tape that doesn't squeak so much. Okay, so we want to line this up with the bottom corner. That's the best way I have found to do these. You can also use liquid glue if you prefer. That'll give you the opportunity to move things around a little bit. It's completely up to you. If you do use liquid glue, don't use a huge amount. Our paper is pretty thick, but no matter how thick your paper is, if you use too much liquid glue, it's going to buckle your paper. Okay, so now we need to place this scallop die cut right along the edge of this. So let's see how we're supposed to do that with this being 2 pieces instead of 1 continuous piece. Let's see. So will that... Okay, we don't want to do it that way. So do we want to do it this way? Yes, we do. Okay, so I think the best way to do this is going to be using some liquid glue. And I think maybe I'm going to turn this around just upside down for right now while we're doing this piece. And we will glue it down this direction so we can butt up right up against the net, right up to it. We could have also used my tape process, the tape technique that I have for doing this, but I think we'll be okay doing it this way. Well, we got to be okay doing it this way because I've already glued down the other piece, so we can't use the tape process, tape technique. Okay, so we will put a fairly good amount of glue on these. Again, this is going to be in my kitchen. My husband and I are going to use it for memory keeping throughout the year. And each month we're going to take pictures that go with that month's layout. And then when we get to the end of the year, we will be able to take it out of the calendar and put it in a photo album and have memories of things that happened in 2019. So that'll be really fun. Okay, so let's get this all lined up. So far, so good. Again, don't use too much of this glue because if it squishes out, it will not dry correctly, it'll actually become like Post-it tape. And you don't really want that. So I'm going to have to move this down a little bit so I can see a little bit closer. I will promise to move it back and turn it the right direction because we're upside down right now. Let's see. So we've almost got our glue on. Okay. So now what we want to do, because this is in two pieces, I think I'm going to move my tweezers down a little bit. And if my head gets in the frame, I am so sorry. Okay, we're going to move that this way. And all the way down. Okay. Okay, so we have a little bit of overhang there, and what I'll do when we're all done is I'll trim that off. I also noticed I have a little bit of overhang up here too, so we'll trim that off as well. Get you back in the frame straight. Get our lid put on this glue. Okay. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is let's go ahead and put all of our photo mats, and these are just white, so you don't have to worry about one side being a different color. Some of the other months they do have that, so just double check it. So we will go ahead and get all of our photo mats correctly placed. Do just a little bit of glue, because as I said, I'm going to be replacing these. So these are just a placeholder for the time being. But I think it's really nice that they include them. I really like that. There's a really neat Hostess stamp set that is coming out in the new catalog, which will be out by the time you see this video. It goes live on September 1st. But there's a Hostess stamp set that I really like that lets you create these placeholders. There are stamps for all the different sizes of pictures. So I'm gonna have to host my own party so I can get that, because that's only available to hostesses who meet $150 in sales. So I like that they brought the Hostess stamps back. They had gotten rid of them for a little while, and I kind of missed that because I always thought that was a really neat thing for whoever hosts a party gets, can get a little something extra that no one else can get. I think that's kind of fun. So. And I really do close to my heart for my own enjoyment and my own fun. I don't really do parties, but if you'd like to do an online party, feel free to let me know and we can figure that out so that you can earn some of these Hostess gifts. Okay, so what our instructions say is that our first picture, we're going to start from the top, is 3/4 inch down and 1 inch over. Before we do that, however, let's make sure that we don't have any kind of errors. And we do. Okay, so I talked about this in the last video, that there were a few errors found in the instructions, and so they included this piece of paper to let you know that there were some mistakes. So instead of 1 inch over, it's supposed to be 1.5 inch over from the left side. So 3/4 inch down and 1.5 over. So I think what we'll do is we will put our T-ruler at 3/4, like that. And then we know that we need to be at 1.5. Let's see, have I got that right? No, I do not have that right. We want this at 1.5. 1.5, and then we know we need to be 3/4 inch from the top. So it's already 1/2 inch right there. So we need to go at 1 1/4. So 1 1/4 is where our first photo mat is going to be. So we'll go ahead and I'm putting a little bit of extra tape so it doesn't fall all over my kitchen floor. And we know we need to be at 1 1/4. Okay, so that worked out good. Now for this one at the bottom, it's the same thing, 1.5 inch over. So we'll place our T-ruler at 1.5 inches, and then we're gonna be 3/4 up from the bottom. So give it some tape. And we're gonna be 1 1/4, because we know we need to be 3/4 from the bottom, and I already have a 1/2 inch there. Okay, well, so that's looking good. I like how it frames the good day sunshine. That's really neat. Okay, so the pictures themselves are 1 inch apart. My T-ruler is 1 inch. So I know that the width of my T-ruler is 1 inch. So I can just place it right here in the middle. Then I can line up my pictures so that they line up with those, and I know I'll be good. If your T-ruler's not 1 inch wide, you're gonna have to measure over 1 inch. So, but hopefully it's 1 inch wide. Most rulers tend to be 1 inch wide. And again, if I could ever find a T-ruler that has a grid, that would be the absolute perfect tool. I think I mentioned on a previous video that if you, oh, we're out of tape. Okay, I told you this would happen at some point, and I was gonna go ahead and rather than stopping the video, I was gonna show you how I change my tape. Okay, so turn your little doohickey, and then I use a little Cricut spatula to pull up the used tape. You just pull that off, okay? Pull that little tab in, pull that little guy off, and then throw that away. Okay. Then you want to grab another roll, and I have some rolls over here of the tape. And if you look, I know this is a little confusing, but if you look right here, I don't know if you'll be able to, yeah, you can see it. Right there tells you the direction that you need to put your tape in. So what I do is I get my tape started. Okay, and I'm doing this live on TV. You know, this is kind of crazy. So I get my tape oriented the same way as the picture. Turn it until it pops in. Then I hold the trigger and I pull until I see the red backing tape right on the edge. So I'm gonna lift that up and show you what I'm talking about. So see that red backing tape? I pull it until it's about right there. Then I wrap it around, and then I turn this guy, because there's a piece of this where you tuck this guy behind there. See if you can see that. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. You tuck it in behind there. And then I wrap this around, and the end of the tape usually has a little bit of sticky still left on it. So I go ahead and I put it on there. And then you'll want to put your little thing back on, and you'll want to lock it in place. It's a very small amount of a turn to lock it in place and pop it closed. And there you go. Now the first time you run it through, sometimes the tape will stick. So just watch it and see how it's sticking right there. So I just put my fingernail on there and pull it off. Oh, we're still squeaky. I'm gonna have to find something to unsqueak that. Okay, put our T-ruler back on to give us our straight edge and line it up with our other one. And I think after this, all we have left is to put our stickers and our butterflies and our flower. Okay, so you can see that our bottom flower, the leaves hang over the picture. So we want to make sure not to put glue on the tips of these leaves. So we'll go ahead, we'll do that first. Leave the glue off the tips. You can always glue it if you put, you know, if you're not putting pictures now and you're gonna put pictures later like I am, you can always glue it down after you put your picture in if you feel like it doesn't have enough. But this should have enough. With all that glue, I don't think it's gonna be going anywhere. Okay, so pick it up with our reverse tweezers, and we will set this down. And I think we'll do it about like that. Okay. Okay, so we'll glue that down. And then we've got our butterflies that we can glue down. So we'll start with the biggest one, which looks like our biggest one goes up here. And And like I said in a previous video, if you were doing this and you wanted some dimension, a really neat dimension with a butterfly is to put some either a glue dot or a really small piece of foam tape here in the middle on their body, and then just regular glue on their wings. And then when you glue it down, it actually lifts their body up and leaves the wings looking like they are actually moving. So there you go, we'll glue that guy down. This little gray wing goes down here in the corner with the flower. And we'll put him down. That looks cute on that gray crosshatch. And then I think we have one more of our die cut butterflies. He goes over here. He overlaps the picture just a little bit, so we want to make sure that we only put glue from here over. So like I said before, I always start the glue at the edge that I need it and then move out. That way I'm not trying to remember, oh, was I supposed to stop here? Was I supposed to stop there? Okay, and don't put too much glue because it's going to squish out. Okay, then we've got some little hearts. So we've got a heart here. I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera. We've got 2 hearts here and 2 hearts here. So let's put the lid on our glue and we'll start putting our stickers down. And again, if you want to put your stickers somewhere different, you go for it. This is your layout. You do it the way you want it to look. I'm kind of a rule follower. So when I see instructions, I follow instructions. So let's get this one and this one. And then one more, and this layout is done. Although I do think that we need to trim a couple pieces that hung out over the edge. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up, get rid of our glue, and then get my scissors. And trimming these is really easy because when you flip it over, you're gonna be able to see very clearly what's hanging. So here, I'll show you. You can see right there, that piece that's hanging off. So I'm just gonna trim that little guy and then stick it to my baby wipe over there. And then this is the same way. You can see that there's a little bit of overhang. So I'm gonna trim that away too. There we go. Okay, so we have finished the June layout. So I will see you all tomorrow for July's layout. I hope you have a great day. Bye.